right, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stels. I know, yeah, it's been a minute. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stels. I'm a mom of one. I'm a wife. I'm a banker based in Lagos, Nigeria, and I share issues concerning lifestyle, finances, motherhood, name it, minimalism on YouTube streets. And I love to learn from you as well. You know, so many people gave me massive thumbs up from the previous video, but I didn't get to see your contributions in the comments. So engage this video. If you know you have comments or you have your own personal convictions about these issues, put them in the comment sections and let's dialogue. So today, first of all, why do you actually need help? Why do Nigerian women need help? Let's start from when you just got married. You know, it's a little bit easy when you and your spouse are living together and you go to work, come back. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you know, it's kind of easy for you. If you have a business, you go to your business, you can actually schedule when to do your chores. It's kind of easy for you. But when a baby comes into the picture, your whole schedule is being tumbled up. A baby will change your schedule, and in fact, not just change your schedule, mess up your schedule totally. So it's a dilemma actually. Our parents, our mothers, I say thumbs up to them. Anyways, I don't want to compare what they were doing then and what we're doing now, but I just know that in this day and age, our health is very, very important. So if you're overstressed, if you're at that point where you know you need help, if you're at that point where you know that you cannot do it, I've seen some friends, you know, they blatantly cannot even do it anymore. They have to get help. You know, please do so. And it doesn't show that you're weak. You know, some people they keep up the front and keep doing it, you know, so that people will not talk down at them, so that people will not make them feel they are less of a woman. And you know, the man can give you instances and stories that my mother had 5 children and we did not even have any house help. My aunt, my sister is doing it, she has 3 kids. See, we are not all equal. See these fingers you're seeing here? None of them are equal. So if you're doing it and you feel like you need some kind of help, you need to outsource some things, maybe laundry, maybe someone helping you to purchase something, or maybe you even need someone to come to the house and do some things for you, please, my dear, if you can afford it, please do it. You know, because at the end of the day, when someone collapses or start having high blood pressure or start having panic attacks, no, that is when you start hearing stories like, why didn't you get help? Why didn't you outsource it? Why are you stressing yourself that much? So you don't want to get to that point. Let them talk about you now. You know, sometimes when people see me, because I look very young actually, and they see my husband, they say, we look like, you know, we look like young adults. You know, they don't even look a lot of adults. So the other day, someone was telling me in the market that she saw my brother with my baby. I just did not want to say, and they say, oh really? Say, your brother came around. I say yes. Not because they know my baby. Sometimes I take my baby to the market. So, but they saw him with my baby and they're like, they saw my brother with my baby. I was like, oh really? I said, okay. You know, so they might, if I now tell them that I have a help, they'll be like, these 2 young people, what are they doing? Why do they need a help? So do not let what people have to say, you know, deter you from making your own major decisions when it comes to your life. So that is what I have to say about the need for help. It's not compulsory. And if you know you cannot afford it, don't go and choke your husband and say, you must give me money, I must get house help. No. It's not compulsory. Growing up, I had a lot of people. In fact, I lived with a village of people because my mom had a salon and she had girls working for her. So most times they come to the house to also do 1 or 2 things. So I grew up in a village. You know, I was not raised by my mom alone. That's why I can speak Yoruba. I hear a little bit of Hausa, a little bit of Igbira. So I grew up in a village. So having people around me is not new to me. You know, some people don't like to have helps live in their house. They prefer people that come and go because they are not exposed that kind of livelihood that they can accommodate anybody. When I went to serve in Sokoto, I was posted to a room that to a lodge that had 2 bedrooms. My friends that were, you know, posted to villages, rural areas, came to my house to stay with me. I did not have any problem. I can live with anybody. That's just the truth. I think it's just my growing up. You know, my family comes to stay with me. I even like it. I enjoy it. So I can see people to talk to. So it's not a problem for me. But people cannot stand having, apart from their partner, they cannot stand having an outsider come to stay with them for the longest. You know, that's why some people cannot even have family stay with them for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They start having, their body starts scratching them like, when is this person going? Unlike me, I am not like that. So those are the things you need to consider. What are your pet peeves? Are you having someone stay with you, a peeve for you? Can you stand it? Can you tolerate it? So know yourself before you go and carry human being and maltreat the person because you cannot tolerate the person staying with you. Then the dichotomy, people staying abroad and people staying in Nigeria, women abroad and women in Nigeria, or more. A lot of women that had helps, okay, let me not say a lot of women, but I think from the videos, because I watch a lot of YouTube relocation videos a lot, don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. But from the stories I get, like, it's just like a what do you call it, a reality check for them. You know, imagine you in Nigeria, you have, some ladies have as much as 2 helps. Maybe one person is involved with the baby, taking care of the kids, while the other person does the chores, you know. I have YouTubers that have 2 helps. Shout out to Nello Keke, shout out to Adeze Space, shout out to Chinyere Bank and the likes of them. So imagine someone like that, or women like that, high profile women like that, traveling out of the country, and they are faced with the reality that it's not easy, they cannot easily get help like as much as you can get in Nigeria. You know, they have to really readjust. So when women abroad say, we have it all here, well, I wouldn't say 100%, because even having a help doesn't mean that you just lay back and not do anything. Even having a help doesn't mean that you're lazy. You are going to actually do. In fact, I would even come to the way I defined chores in my house and the kind of restrictions in which I put, so that I know that I'm still in check and doing some things in my house. What to look for when you're getting a nanny. Like, what are the things you need to look out for? Do a background check. Even if the agency tells you, because now how do you get agents? How do you get these nannies? You can get from your village. I don't subscribe to that anyways, but a lot of people do it. They get help from their village. They get help from, yeah, it's either from your village, a known person, someone that stays in your environment, or you go through an agency. So for the agency bit, you need to be very careful. Like, you hear stories about nannies running away with babies and, you know, help stealing money, help poisoning the owners of the house, and so whatnot stories. If as much as possible, if you can get referrals from people who already have these nannies and go through their agents, I would advise that they're going to look for someone on Instagram. There was a story about one lady on OLX that went to get an agent on OLX, and that was how they kidnapped the 3 of her children. So you have to be very careful. The first thing I would say is do a background check. In as much as the agent will tell you that they've done their background check, do your own personal background check. Correct phone number. If you cannot even visit the relatives of this person, get the relatives' phone numbers. You know, call them, speak to them, tell them that, oh, so person is staying with me. Who are you to the person? How is this person? You know, just do your own minimal background checks. Then find out if these are things you need to ask before you bring this person to your home. Find out if this person has experience. If you're collecting a nanny or a help, find out, do you have experience in housekeeping? Do you have experience with children? Have you taken care of children before? You know, find out these things. Find out why they left their previous employer. The girl that left my house prior to the nanny I have now, she was sleeping with the shawarma guy in their area, and that was what they actually made them throw her out. When I asked her, she lied to me. So when me and her had an altercation, that was when the agents now told me that she was sleeping. They saw her sneaking in at night, you know, after going to sleep with the shawarma man, coming from the shawarma guy's house and all. That's why she was kicked out. So you need to do your own checks on that as well. Then find out their status. Are they married? You know, is the person single? You need to know these things. Don't just collect any random person and bring it to your house. Is this person married? Is this person single? Do they have kids? You know, find out these things so that you know what you're dealing with. By the time someone even had a nanny that she didn't even know the nanny had a baby, until the lady had to take an excuse that I want to go, and you know, these are the things you need to do. Don't let them spring anything on you. Then talk about work hours with this person. Okay, if you're getting someone who is coming and going, agree with the person. Okay, this is the time you have to resume. This is the time you have to leave. Okay, how many working days are you going to be available? Are you going to come only weekends? Are you going to come how many days in a week? Then if it's someone who is living with you, some of them collect off days. So if it's something that you cannot tolerate, that you cannot give off days because of the nature of your work, please discuss beforehand so you don't have problems with this person. I was very, very, very explicit with all the people that have lived with me so far, you know, so because I don't want to spring anything on you. So if you cannot give off days, talk to them about it. If the person is not willing to, on to the next. Then if you can give off days, look for when it's convenient for the both of you. So you don't, it's not as if you give her off day and she was like, she cannot go that period, and when she now wants to go, you are not going to be available, and all that. A lot of these girls try to go for Christmas, and because they go for Christmas, by the time they return, it's either they get a new place. To be honest, most of the agents don't even give them back because maybe they're looking for higher pay. But if you're doing them well, they might want to stay with you. They might want to retain that employment. Then also find out how much fees, if it's renewable. Some agents, once they get you one person, by the time they're getting you the second person, you have to renew the payments. And some agents is a one-off payment. So get to know these things as well. Get to know how much the nannies collect. Make inquiries. Sometimes these days they collect, I don't think I've seen, they collect above minimum wage, 30,000. So do your research. You might find out that, it's not really the price, it's about the quality of the person. Who to pay to? This dilemma, I've had this dilemma twice. I've had 4 nannies in 2 years. That's going to be the second part of this video, because it's a story. It's a story how I was able to manage 4 nannies in 2 years. I will say it in the next video. But who to pay to? Now, if you're collecting some of them don't have accounts. They'll tell you, pay to my sister account in the village, or because they don't want to collect cash, they will exhaust the money. Or if you're collecting someone who is young, like the other girl I collected was 19 years, and she said she did not have an account because she doesn't have BV and she doesn't have ID card, whatnot. So I even tried to open a personal account for her here. She was not even bulging, so she was like, I should send her money to her brother and all that. So know who you're to pay to. If it's something you're not okay with it, dead it. But if it's something you're okay with, as long as you have records that, I've paid this person at so time, and always put remarks. So they don't just say it's a gift. Always put the salary remarks. If you're paying for June, write June salary. You can even put the girl's name. If you're paying June salary for Bosse, September salary for Bosse, put in the remarks so that it is clear that this is salary for so person. Then sleeping arrangements. Why I mentioned this is because I was watching a video, and whose video was that? I think it's Bemi's video, Bemi Bad Boss's video here on YouTube. And somebody asked this question, where does the nanny sleep? And she was like, come on, would the nanny sleep in the kitchen? She's definitely going to sleep in a room, in a bed, But why I had to bring this up is, I think the point of view the person was coming from was, since you have a toddler, and for example, you're living in a 2-bedroom apartment, is the nanny going to sleep in the same room with your toddler? I think that's where I think that's my own perspective of that question, So you have to, ask yourself, do I have a spare room for this person? Am I comfortable with a stranger sleeping in the same room with my child? So think about it very well. Don't just bring somebody, and when the person comes, you now start looking, hey, where will this person sleep? Do these personal assignments on your own first. Then also, kitchen rules. I have an auntie that nobody opens her pots, She cooks her meals and nobody dares go there to open her pots. So what kind of rules are you going to lay down? When it's time to serve, will you apportion her meal for her, or she has the right to go and take food in your pots? What are times where you're not going to be around? If you're a working class mom and you leave the house in the morning and come back in the night, is she going to starve before you come? Or will you dish her food before? Will you have the time to do all of that? So these are things you need to think about before you get a help. Then aside chores, like, what are you expecting this person to do for you? If you're getting a nanny, is she going to do both the nanny work and the house chores? Are you going to get some other person to do the house chores? Are you going to be involved in the house chores? If it's a situation whereby she has to take care of the baby and there's still chores to do, will you do the chores while she does the baby, or you do the baby while she does? These are things you also need to think about. Then there's something else to talk about: prohibited areas. Like for me, no damn person enters my bedroom. Like, don't do it. I don't want to see you there. Please don't go into my personal space. The bathroom, I have a bathroom in my bedroom. I have a toilet in my bedroom, in-house. So I do all of that myself. I clean my room, I change my sheets, I sweep my room, I wash my toilet, my bathroom. Don't do it. Don't say you want to help me. Don't go in there. So out of the 4 ladies I've had in my house, none of them knows how my bedroom looks like. They don't know. and that's, I like to keep it a mystery, you know. So at least I know that they don't just do it. You know, I don't even know how to explain it, but I just don't want it because that's me and my husband's space. So I don't want nobody going in there. Find out this person's religious beliefs. Are they open to going to church with you if you're a Christian? If you're a Muslim, are they open to going to mosque with you if you're a Muslim? You know, talk to them about it. Not a situation whereby after you get the person in, you're going to church on Sunday, she's like, auntie, I know they go to church, and she stays back at home with you. How would you feel? Will you handle it well? Is this something that you can, you know, tolerate? For me, I cannot tolerate that. You must follow me to that church. So we have these discussions beforehand. Then are you okay with tribe? Because why I brought that, I'm not a tribalistic person, but I'm a realist, you know. I linked someone with my agent, and she got this girl because she was desperate. This is her baby number 2. You know, even with baby number 1, she was able to cope after having a baby. Her mom stays for a period, then she dropped the baby in a daycare center, and she started work. But she didn't know when she got involved with baby number 2. So now her mom has gone, you know. She doesn't want to just quickly put the second one in the daycare center because of the experiences she had with the first. So she asked me for help with the agent, and I gave her the agent's contact, and she got her help. She didn't even discuss so many things about she didn't even know the person. She just needed somebody. So I just got to know that from my agent that she sent the girl away after a couple of days, and I now had to call her, like, okay, why did you get sent? She's like, she cannot do this tribe. That tribe is associated with witchcraft. You know, so she had to now send the girl away because of that. And it's to me, it was a very flimsy reason and excuse, but it's her, you know, everybody is different. She could not stand. So that's what I'm saying. These are discussions you need to have with both the agent and the person. Then the age, also find out how old this person is coming to your house. A lot of them lie. Like, the girl currently with me, she told me that the agent told me she was 27 years old. Upon realization, she's 31. Upon realization, she's 31. That's not a reason for me to throw her out, but I would have just appreciated the honesty, because I told the agent I was looking for someone within a particular age bracket, and 31 did not cut into that age bracket, so she had to lie, or the agent had to lie. I don't even know who actually even coined up the lie, but anyways, that's fair for me. Then please, when these people come into your house, this thing I'm about to say, you can take it and you can decide to leave it. Me, I do a proper property check. Some people will say, you're took your hand into someone's private. No, sorry, what did I just say? That it's what do you call it? Invasion of privacy, right? But I check. I will say, please, I'm sorry, I need to know what is coming into my house. Can you please, open your bags and offload your items? Let me know what you came with. I did that to each and every of the helps I had. Why will I not do that? This is my space, so I need to know what is coming to my space. I've even heard of stories where someone found something inside the helps bag. I don't want to be caught on a wezo. I beg, let me see what you have, So then you need to discuss hygiene with this person. I'm sure you'll be like, this is a lot of things now. Why am I going to do all of this just to get help? Omo, this is very, very important. Okay, this hygiene talk, and it's something I do after I've agreed with the person. When you come into the house, I will now give you a pep talk on hygiene, because I'm a very clean person. I don't really there's some things I don't like, like some people, how they dispose their menstrual. Some of them even go ahead and flushing it in the toilet. I can't do that. Don't do that in my house. Such a thing that you will not tolerate or that would irritate you. Talk about it first day. Then most importantly, you need to do medicals. You need to run some tests on them. There are 5 major tests. The 5th one is an option. The laboratory close to my house calls it a Househelp package. I don't know how realistic that package is, but majorly you need to check if they are HIV positive or negative. You need to find out if they have hepatitis B. You need to find out if they are pregnant. You need to know so you don't stress a pregnant person. You need to find out tuberculosis. Although tuberculosis doesn't come out immediately, all these other tests comes out immediately. I think an hour or so. Tuberculosis comes back, I think, in a week or a few days after. Then sickling, that one is optional. I don't really do it because you're sickling, you can still work. It's not a deficiency. It's not a contagious, See you in the next video again. I mean your girl Stels. Bye.